So guys, you go ahead and come to the front. Let's get this thing started.
us your glory. Show us your glory. In wonder and surrender we fall down. Show us your glory. Show us your glory. Let every burning heart be holy ground. Not by power, oh, not by might, but only by the cross we come alive. Here we're undone, overcome by heaven's love revealed before our eyes. Show us your glory, show us your glory. In wonder and surrender we fall down. Show us your glory, show us your glory. Let every burning heart be holy ground. Show us your glory, show us your glory. In wonder and surrender we fall down. Show us your glory, show us your glory. Let every burning heart be holy ground. Come on, this is our moment. The people we've been praying for, the breakthrough we've been expecting, we're on the opposite side of that now. And we continue to lift up those people that are desperate for answers. So this morning we're going to sing, and I don't want you to just sing because it's lyrics, or let it be just another song. I want it to be a declaration this morning of the promise that you know God will meet you at the end of 2019. So today we're going to sing. Come on, sing it out with me. Chains fall. Chains fall, fear bow, here right now. Jesus, you change everything. Lives healed, hope found, here and now. Jesus, you change everything. Come on, chains fall, fear bow, here and now. Jesus, you change. Come on, declare it over your family. Lives healed, hope is found, is here right now. Jesus, you change everything. Chains fall, fear will bow, here now. Jesus, you change everything. Lives healed, my hope is found, 'cause you are here now. Jesus, you change everything. Oh, you change it all, Jesus. You change it all, Jesus. Jesus, you change everything. Lives healed, hope is found, here now. Jesus, come on, just your voices. One last time, let's sing. Chains fall, fear bow, here and now.
certain amount of people. And sometimes, the enemy hits you in the roughest spots. But I want every single person to be encouraged with this. The fast was an amazing thing, and we got to grow closer to Jesus and to grow closer to our relationships. But I want us to look at things and say a lot of the things were God, but to recognize that and say that a lot of the things were the enemy as well. The things that came against you with either your friendships or yourself or your family, to recognize the things that God did and to recognize the things that the enemy did. So to look at the fast and be thankful for all that God did, and to be thankful for all that He's going to do, but to recognize also what the enemy is trying to take place in your life right now, and to battle that with your friendships that you have right here. And Brian has a little story he wants to share from the fast with y'all.
So speaking of the fast, groups last week, it was an incredible time. For me and for a lot of other people, I had a lot of really positive feedback from that. But when we were sitting in the living room in there and everybody's pouring their hearts out, people are having encounters, like God was in that place. And it was so real and it was so tangible. And I couldn't help but to think, all I could think is, wow, this is family. We're in the living room, we're in a house, it's in a family setting, but we were so close in that moment. We got so vulnerable with each other in that moment. That's family. And that, we were so close and so we bonded in a special way that, to me, I think that was the most that we've bonded this entire year. And I just couldn't help but to think that's the starting point. That morning right there, that can be something that changes the entire rest of the year. We're coming towards the end, and so coming off of this fast, I just wanted to encourage everybody and pray that it doesn't stop here, it doesn't end here, that this is the starting point for us, that we push forward through this, that in our personal lives, because we all had things that we could say that we didn't see happen during this fast that we were expecting in it. Just because you're adding these foods doesn't mean that God can't still show up. And just because we're done with this fast, the Daniel fast, that doesn't mean that you can't fast for things on your own. That doesn't mean this is not just because, it's over, we're good, I can go back to, no, this is not the fast is not meant for 21 days. We have God in our lives, really hardcore, and then we just leave it and we go right, that's not, this is the starting point. And so this morning, Austin's going to say something, and then we're going to go back into prayer, but really just pray for that this will be the starting point, that think about that morning, think about things that you have seen happen during this fast, and just know that it's just the beginning.
Just go ahead and bow your heads. God, we just thank you for just all this breakthrough that you've done in this fast, God. God, we just know that, God, you did it then, and you can do it now. You're going to do it tomorrow. You're going to do it throughout this year, God. God, what we're praying for and what we've been praying for, God, you're not going to stop where it is right now, God. You're going to continue it, God. You're going to answer prayers that we've been praying for, maybe for 5 years, maybe for 4, God, maybe for just 2, God, maybe for just a week, God, but you're going to answer them, God. God, you're a faithful God. You're faithful to us, God. You've never left us. You've never forsaken us, God. And we just thank you for all you're doing, God, all you did through that fast, God. Like Brian said, God, we're not stopping it here, God. We're pushing forward. We're moving forward. We're trying to get more and more in tune with you, God, so that we can just walk, God. When people see us, God, they see your son, Jesus. God, I want to be like the disciples, as we walk, our shadows heal people. So God, we got to be so close to you that can happen. So without the time that we put into the fast, God, we're not stopping it, God. We're going to continue it, God. And me personally, that's my declaration for myself. That's my promise, God. So God, right now, God, we just thank you for all you're doing, God. We thank you for all you're going to do today. We thank you for just everything, God. I just can't wait to see what you're going to do today, Lord. We thank you for it. Amen.
I love what Brian said about that unity that we had that morning at groups. So I want to invite you guys, if you will. We're about to sing a song that invites the Holy Spirit into this room, into our atmosphere. Not just in this physical place, but in this place. That invites him to come and just be with us. So if you're comfortable, I'd love if you all came together up here. We're just going to sing and need to link arms with the person next to you, whatever that looks like. I want us to worship in unity. So God, we come before you right now. Lord, so thankful for moments like this where we get access into your presence. God, let us not fall short of the idea that these are the only moments we can. But let us link arms together daily. God, that we could constantly be reminded of how sweet it is to be in your presence. Jesus, thank you for the cross, that it gave us access to moments like this. We love you, Jesus. We love your presence. We dwell in it this morning as we sing to you. There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, come on, we sing, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Jesus. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Oh, Holy Spirit, you are honored. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what my heart longs for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience glory of your goodness. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your grace. Just your voices that sing this out. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for allowing us to sit in your presence. Thank you for revealing things to us this past, God, that we need to fix. Thank you for allowing us to come before you in boldness, to pray for those things, to believe for those things. God, there is nothing like being in your presence. We love you, Lord. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Come on, can y'all give it up for Jesus?